All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. All right, people, listen, man, go sit down, sit somewhere, and fix a drink, and let's take in this one. What a preke! What a piece of mix up. Now, I remember this was in September of 2020, right? When this news here hit headline about an Anglican priest in my part of Jamaica, Clarendon. Cause you know, say SouFLoTV is a Clarendonian, big, bold, brave, and proud, right? And I let the world know that. But anyways, in my good Clarendon there, them kill this Anglican priest. And me I say, boy, things are going bad. But they kind of made it look like, his gunman do it or they could have robbed him or something. Lo and behold, story come to bump. Lo and behold, the whole of the scandal bag bottom bust out. Listen to this now. So, back then, for those of you who don't know what took place, the headlines had read, the Anglican church community in Jamaica has been rocked by the murder of one of their priests in Chapelton, Clarendon. The deceased was identified as 36-year-old Larius Lewis. That name there alone. His body, with his hand and feet reportedly bound, was found on Friday by church officials in St. Paul's Anglican Church Rectory in Chapelton. The irony. Walk with me through this now. His body was found on that Friday by church officials at St. Paul's Anglican Church Rectory in I guess so them they do the thing he was assigned there by the Anglican Church. All right. You see how Jamaican people they put their trust in church people like pastor, priest, police, preacher. You remember them Peter that we talked about before? We talked about we not trust no P. That was actually a line from the movie Shutters. See, here goes another P because the priest. Oh my God. People, the details of how this priest passed is just friggin' mind boggling. But check this out, we're gonna get into the details. So, here's the latest news. The two men who were charged with the murder of the 36-year-old Anglican priest, Reverend Father Laurie, now them put on Reverend and Father upon him name, Larius Lewis. Shout out to Jamaica Loop News. Larius Lewis of Chapelton, Clarendon, last year. Those two young men who were charged for his murder, they have been sentenced. And they have been sentenced to life in prison. Okay? You kill a priest, you are going to prison for life. The convicts are a 22-year-old Lloyd Thompson, otherwise called Dan J., and a 20-year-old Tafar I. Wilson, both of Roxborough District in Clarendon. Me know right now some little young girl around them age group there. I said, Jesus Christ, but me used to date him. I used to be my boyfriend. Me think him I did gallus and all these things. The story gets deep. Now, following their sentencing hearing on Thursday in the Clarendon Circuit Court, presiding High Court Judge Justice Dale Palmer ordered that Thompson serve 21 years in prison before being eligible to be considered for parole. That means, you are going to sit down in there for 21 years straight, before you can even go to a parole board to be considered for parole. In relation to Wilson, which is the other one, he was ordered to serve 19 years behind bars before being eligible for parole consideration. When we see them two sentences there, you see, I really said to myself, first thing, randomly, I said, what did Vybz Kartel do to these people that was so bad? My wife jump up and say, boy, I look like Kartel fuck them gal and take them money because... No, Jano, pardon my language here, but how? They said that Vybz Kartel was to serve 35 years before he is eligible to be considered for parole. 35! Nobody found. I just thought I would put that in there again so y'all can see and compare. And them two, a priest is who they kill. And they get to serve 21. a decade less than cartel and more before eligible for parole. Anyways, both of these men pled guilty earlier during the year to the murder of the priest. This is a case that has been transferred as a crime of passion. People, this is how the story gets funnier now, because I mean funny in every sense of the word funny, because I could not make this up. The accused men confessed to having met the clergyman on a popular homosexual dating app called Grindr. And them something, yeah? When me tell you, say Jamaica get mashed up by foreign things, foreign influences, Remember, one time gone in Jamaica, we didn't have any of these things. We didn't have these apps that allowed people to date, and a whole heap of people get bun, behind them up here, Anyhow, they reportedly killed Lewis. The two young men which is Lloyd Thompson and Tafari Wilson, they reportedly killed Lewis because Lewis favored one of them more than the other one during an encounter at the clergyman's home in Chapelton. So let me break this down for you now. The two youth them go up at the clergyman's house. Them probably waved to everybody in the community on their way up there, or they snuck up there. They were sneaking in. Yeah, he's sneaking in Bay and Boo in two pieces. And them gone a clergyman's house. Them probably go up there with two Bible in them hand, and everybody say, Lord, they're going up there to have a prayer meeting. Such a lovely, nice men. When them go up at the clergyman's house, put your ears to this real quick there. In a me granny voice. When them go up at the clergyman's house, you see? Hey! Me have to laugh. No, me have to laugh. When they went to the clergyman's house, let me speak in plain English. Is a threesome them bust off in there? Threesome. 3 man doing it to each other in a threesome. So you see this clergyman now. This clergyman decides say, yo, one of them youth are more sexy and appealing than the other youth. Boy, me feel dirty even talking in them terms, yeah. But him say one of them youth are more sexier than the other youth. So threesome are gone. And in the middle of the threesome, one of the youth them say him not get enough attention. The other one is getting more attention than me. You see it? Now at the time of their arrest, police report indicated that about 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020, Thompson and Wilson and Lewis got into an argument during the threesome. And during that time, a piece of furniture was used to strike Lewis over the head. I don't know if them strike him one time. I don't know if this person got enraged and beat out him brains with like 50 blows to the head. But it's a piece of furniture them use. Because in the threesome, you're not give me more attention than the other one. Or you're not sharing your attention equally. The men then reportedly stole a desktop computer, a tablet, a Samsung A10 smartphone, and a 2018 Hyundai Creator motor vehicle from the clergyman's house. You can tell them not too bright, because them go and dirty up the scene even more. Them take all the car. How far can you go with the car? An investigation was launched into the death of the priest, which led to the arrest of the suspects later on in January of that same year. Now, mind you, this happened around that time, and them catch them that quick. Some times ago, persons on social media had released a photo of the now convicted men indicating that they were missing. However, reports later surfaced that Thompson and Wilson had been arrested after being implicated in the priest killing. So get this. Their community, the people that know them, had not a clue. They knew nothing. They were oblivious. And when they hadn't seen these two young men in quite a period of time, they started putting out missing persons report. and circulating these two young men pictures. Somebody, please, if you see them, please call us and please tell that, because they thought they were missing. Something had happened to them. Gunman murdered them a roadside, dash for them body, something. So please, if you see Lloyd Thompson and Tafari Wilson, those are their names, please report to the nearest police station or call this number or missing hotline or whatever. The whole time they looking for them, they were actually sitting in lockup because they were the ones who were brought in, arrested for the murder of this priest. What a preke. What a preke. Let me tell you something. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. A lot of these so-called priests and pastors from foreign countries and all these religious people, they go to these third world countries like Jamaica and Haiti and the Dominican Republic and these kind of places. They go to these places simply because they know the level of respect that follows them because of their position of power that they are in. It is an influential position. It is a position that everyone on the island has been taught since they were little to respect. You respect a police officer. You respect your teacher. You respect pastor. You respect the priest. You respect. So hiding under this, a lot of these pedophiles, undercover pedophiles, and homosexuals, they then are able to do their dirt unnoticed because nobody suspects this priest is going to be this kind of person. Now, remember, the priest at 30-something years old, he's young, fit, handsome, all these things. A whole heap of woman in the congregation has push up them data up front. See him there, go on, make yourself presentable, Simone, and go get him. The Lord give me a vision and tell me, say, pastor or priest is going to be your husband. You just have to put yourself right before the Lord. You don't think a joke me I make? Eh? You don't think it's joke I'm making? These people usually, remember, he was appointed by the church to be in that location. That means his bills are covered. So in a land where people kind of find it rough sometimes to pay all the bills and stay afloat and have like money extra left over, them priests here are usually living in luxury. All their bills are paid. Money is really not a problem to them. And the little bit of money that they can flash in front of these underprivileged youths, it's quite enticing to the youths them. See? And we don't know already, some people backpart bun them for things like name brand and things like material stuff. You can get me an iPhone whatever 11. You can get me an Apple computer, or you can get me some of the latest gadgets and a few pieces of clothes. Mr. Chin knockoff Gucci Boochies. You can get me all these things. Then you can have my Batti. And that's how the thing go. Now, I'm not saying anything about homosexuals here. If you're a homosexual and that's how you live your life between two consenting adults, that's fine. But this is a big broad Tory a bust out. Priests have threesome in a big broad daylight with two boys from the community. And them go stand up in a court now to testify in the court of law that it was because of jealousy. Priest was paying more attention to one than the others. The priest did confuse. The priest didn't know which one to jump on more. He did not know how to divide himself equally between the two. He was overwhelmed. Jesus Christ, man. Boy, you see, I don't know. That's why I just stay in my yard and worship, I worship at home. My relationship with my creator is between me and my creator. Me no need to go in and nobody building anymore. I don't need to subject myself to the presence of any priest or pastor anymore or all these things. Me throw my offering into my bank account. See? And I pay it forward so my children will have a better future. Me now go rich up pastor pocket and pastor around there take care of my boyfriends with my hard earned. Why? Yo, Them people, yeah. People, leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. Me not gonna know further with this. That's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Pastor, I know pastor, you know, because I know say some pastor right now, I got Bex and say, SouFlo, there's a difference between a pastor and a priest. It's the same thing. Una lead the congregation down into the pits of hell, most of you. Are the same thing. So, leave in the comment section and tell me what you think about this one. Alright, so we could not finish this video without talking about the background of these two youths. So both of them had pled guilty around April 12th, and the sentencing was postponed since then to today, right? The court asked for a social inquiry report, and the police antecedent report said, clue, the social inquiry report of both persons disclosed. This is so social inquiry now is what was their life like. Let's see if they are just deviants and heathens, or let's see if something contributed to them becoming like this. Were they abused children? Were they children that were left out in the streets to fend for themselves from a very young age? Were they just murderers and crazy? Or did something happen where lick them chip? Alright. When that report came back, it revealed that both of these young men were molested during their early years of growing up in Jamaica. This is something that we often speak about on SouFLoTV. Remember, I've talked to my audience about this before, and I said that a lot of the times when we hear molestation, we tend to think of some man molesting a female, oftentimes an underage female. So everybody come with this dirty man talk and them nasty man, why them not leave the little girl them alone, make them grow. But SouFLoTV have been telling you for years now that a lot of these little youths are get touched up too by some of them man here who we think are just straight men, when really and truly they're masquerading as a gallus, but they are actually pedophiles. So in the background story for these two youths who are now to serve their life sentences for killing this priest during a threesome, it was also disclosed that they both had been molested, sexually molested, at a younger age. It also disclosed that they felt rejected and they felt abandoned, both by the people who molest them and by their community, because you know they come from Clarendon, and in Clarendon, Jamaica, it is still that way, kind of like today. I mean, if you're gay, that's your business. You live your life, nobody has to know. But to tell you that you can just flamboyantly be openly feminine when you're a man and walk down the street switching hips in Clarendon, it's not going to happen. Something is probably going to happen to you, or you have to go tear down bush like mongoose and take for yourself. This is not me making this up. I didn't set it that way. That is the way that it is. And I don't think anybody can change that anytime soon. I know the homosexual agenda is there where we have to soften up everybody to accept that type of a lifestyle. And I've also been one of the people forthcoming to say, I'm not concerned with other people's lifestyle. Whether you are doing this or that sexually is none of my business. All I'm concerned about is that you give me respect as a human being when you interact with me, and I give you respect in return. Right? That's all I'm concerned about. Good people. That's it. So at the end of the day, live and let live. But I'm telling you, for this story's sake, that where they come from, if they are gay or discovered that they were gay from a young age, well, they were not in an environment that was conducive to this kind of a lifestyle. So of course they would have felt alienated and rejected and abandoned because they had to hide who they really are. Now, on the day in question, one of them was telling in court that it was because the priest was showing more attention to the next one in the threesome. Lovelace said that the men arranged to meet face to face after they initially started making contact on Grindr. Let me say again, Grindr is a dating app. You know, you have app like you have the Facebook app and you have the Instagram app and you have the this app and the that app. They also have dating apps. Many different names out there. Grindr is one of them. Grindr is a homosexual dating app, and this is where they met this priest. Apparently, after they had met on Grindr, they and the priest decided to meet up in person. Whatever the priest got when they met up in person, the priest decided say he wanted more of that. This is when things got out of control, because on one of these visits, it resulted in the death of the priest. And by all accounts, the priest died from a blow to the head from a piece of furniture. Church members, concerned after they did not see the priest for a few days, went to go look for him and found his lifeless body in St. Paul's Cure in Chapelton on September 25th last year. You hear where them finding body though? In St. Paul's Cure. Alright. To me, that suggests that his body was found inside of the church. So in the church, them did go on with things. And I've seen other people that was trying to cover it up in the news media saying stuff like, oh, it was at his house that it happened. I'm sure that it never happened at his house and they went to go dump him in at the Cure. See? But anyhow, they also stole his car and all these things. Some of these comments just drive me crazy. Somebody says a crime of passion. Those are trademarks within the LGBT community. All those who turn a blind eye to these kind of lifestyle choices think that people should be free to be who they are and love who they want to love has to feel kind of stupid and embarrassed right now. Once again, this case proves that overseas influence like Grindr and other social media are tools effective in spreading the reach and influence of these perverted Western lifestyles. Hey, these are comments that I'm reading, okay? Mark Thought says there is nothing in the Bible that says that a priest must not marry, and that leaves me wondering why some men become priests. Rog answered and said, but Anglican clergy can marry. He wasn't a Roman Catholic, which as far as I know is the only church which makes clergy take a vow of celibacy. And that does not prevent the Roman Catholic from adhering to their vows. Many use the church and Christianity as a cloak to hide their evil deeds. Nothing new here. This is incumbent for the wider public to understand that not everyone who presents themselves as Christians are in fact Christians. Not everyone who presents themselves as trustworthy are in fact trustworthy. Not everyone who presents themselves as godly are in fact godly. Some godly presented people actually have little horns and a tail. You just can't see it. If their account can be believed, is what one person said, then deviance has really taken a foothold in the church. Just who are these deviants masquerading as God's people? Hear me now. Right now, you have church people that are in denial. Church people that are in denial. There, you have church people right now that are saying lies they're telling is lie them a tell. The priest wasn't into no homosexuality. They went to go rob the priest and they killed him in the process. Break in, thief little trinkets, laptop, phone and these things, and the man was home. Well, if you believe that, you're a fool. A lot of these church people, I mean, God, man, their pastors, preachers, priests can do absolutely nothing wrong to them. All when the priest get caught in the middle of the threesome, all when him dead, got killed in the middle of the threesome, the church congregation will still find a way to weasel him out of it. Let's leave this one right here for now. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And you see, it's also wise to say this in closing. If you take care of picnic them, stay close to the children, watch them, monitor them. These two young men, by all accounts, were molested when they were younger, and that set them off on a path of them feeling rejected and disowned and all this other stuff, abandoned, all this stuff. Hiding themselves who they are. All this came through confusion. All this started from their molestation. That's just my take on this. You know what I say? When you spoil up the little picnic them, they are spoiled for life. There are a lot of adults out here right now who are molested as children and they're still dealing with it, and it is still affecting their life in a negative way many, many, many years later. I'm out. Peace. All right, listen. So you started a business, right? Whether it's a brick and mortar business or a business online. How is your business doing? Is it doing well? Do you need promotions? You cannot afford to start a business and not do promotions. Promotions is what it's all about. Some people have a big budget. That way they can spend a whole lot of money on these huge platforms. MSNBC, NBC, CNN, all those. Your budget might not be that. Those are $1 million budgets. At the same time, you can still reach a demographic of people that might be interested in your business. And how do you do that? You do that by piggybacking on one of these channels that the core audience of that channel is also the type of people you are trying to reach with your business. It works, okay? Hook up, give me a call, or shoot me an email and let's get your promo going right now. I don't care what business it is, I can send people to you. Now, before we go, let me say this. I am not guaranteeing you a certain amount of subscribers. You are the one that will have to, or I'm not guaranteeing you a certain amount of people that will come. You are the one that has to continue to push your business. Okay, with you promoting your business yourself and me promoting your business for you, there's no way you can't win. So give me a call right now or shoot me an email and let's work this out. I have a promotion special going on right now. Pretty much anybody can afford this, okay? It is more than half of what I normally do things for. Get in on a deal before it's gone. I've been running it for 2 weeks. The intention is to run it for 4 weeks. So let this one pass you. Call right now. Email right now. Let's get this moving. Promotions, promotions, promotions. That's what it's all about.